Hey, it's George. This is a video I've been trying to make for a while. I've done it a couple times. It never works out. These are hard videos to make. This is my favorite albums of '77. So yeah, I'm just going to start because I don't want to waffle on too long. I guess waffles. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. First one is Richard Helm, The Voidoids. Blank Generation. Album cover's great. You Make Me Blank. I never understood that until a while ago. This album is good, but it's very inconsistent. The first two songs on side one are great. Love Comes in Spurts and Liars Beware. Love Comes in Spurts is, classic punk song. And then, it kind of goes on and it gets a little boring. But then it picks up at the beginning of side two. You get Blank Generation, and then Walking on Water, which is okay. And then The Plan, which is too long. It's 4 minutes. And then Another World. And Another World is 8 minutes long. And that song is just way too long. I end up picking the needle up after Blank Generation on side two, to be honest. So it's a good record. It's just it has good songs, but it's a very inconsistent record. So yeah, number 10, Blank Generation. Number 9 is an album that's pretty new to me. I've only got it in the past 3-4 weeks. And that's Pink Flag by Wire. This has probably my favorites on here are Ex-Lion Tamer, Fragile, Mannequin, Champs, and 12XU. I first heard Ex-Lion Tamer because Henry Rollins did a cover of it on, I think it was called his Henrietta Collins and the Child Shooters, or something EP that he put out right after Black Flag broke up. And that version's good, but this version is a lot better. People call this post-punk. It doesn't make sense that they call it post-punk because it's from '77, but given the vocal style, I guess I could see how it would fit in with what people traditionally call post-punk. But anyway, this is a great album. The guitar tone on this album is awesome. It's just a terrific album. The lyrics are the lyrics to 12XU are just fantastically simple. Saw you in a mag, smoking a fag, kissing a man, got you in the corner, cottage, got you in the corner, 12XU, just that over and over again. It's a great record. So number 8 is Dead Boys, Young, Loud, and Snotty. This album would probably be a little higher if I didn't overplay it so much. Starts off with Sonic Reducer, which is great. Probably my two favorites on this are All This and More and High Tension Wire. One thing I don't care for about this album is second song, side 2. Hey Little Girl, which is an okay song, but it's recorded live at CBGB. And I don't like it when there's an album that has, it's all studio except for like one live song. Like they do that with Walk Among Us. Walk Among Us isn't bad because it's the end of the side, so I can just pick up the needle. But this is a little annoying. I wish there would have been a studio version of that song. Everyone talks... Well, this band originally started out as, I believe they were called Rocket from the Tombs. There's two bands. There's one called Rocket from the Tombs and Rocket from the Crypt. And I think Rocket from the Crypt is the one that I'm not talking about. There's some 90s band. But I believe it's Rocket from the Tomb. Started in Ohio in the mid-'70s. And they broke up and they split into the Dead Boys and Para Ubu. And so if you listen to the live album of Rocket from the Tombs, you'll hear some songs that later the Dead Boys went on to record, like they do Ain't It Fun, and then some songs that Para Ubu went on to do, which is pretty cool. Also, everyone talks about Cheetah Chrome on lead guitar. I think Jimmy Zero on rhythm guitar is a really great guitar player. So anyway, great album, a little overplayed. I like their second album from '79 a little bit more. So, Dead Boys. Number 7 is Radio Birdman, Radios Appear. This is a '78 pressing. I believe it only ever came out in '77 in Australia with a different cover and a different track listing. I think there was a cover of TVI on that version. And, as I'm sure you know, a lot of the early Australian punk is very Stooges-y, like the Saints. But this album it's really consistently good. Do the Pop's great, Man with a Golden Helmet, The Set in a Maelstrom, New Race. Side 2, you get Aloha Steve and Dano, which is the first Radio Birdman song I heard, which has that little Hawaii Five-0 riff. Murder City Nights, probably my favorite, along with Hand of Law. So yeah, this is just a great album. The Radio Birdman's really interesting to me because they have a organ player, Pip Hoyle, and I really think it adds a lot to their sound. In the Radio Birdman documentary, they were like, "Oh, the drummer's like, we're a rock and roll band. We don't need a organ player," but it really adds a lot, especially on their second album, Living Eyes, which once again I do prefer. So yeah, number 7, Radio Birdman. Number 6, Heroes by David Bowie. This was the first Bowie album I ever got. I went to a record store in Seattle and picked it out. And this is my favorite, along with Station to Station. When you talk about Bowie from '77, late '70s Bowie in general, the Berlin period, everyone talks about Low. And I really think, I'm not a fan of Low. It's a good album, I own it. I think this is a whole lot better than Low. The instrumentals on side 2 are better. The songs all around are better. Starts out with Beauty and the Beast, which is amazing. Joe the Lion, and Heroes. And you think, wow, how are they going to top Heroes? And I don't know if they top Heroes, but they get really darn close with Sons of the Silent Age, which is probably my favorite track off this. And then side B, you get the instrumentals. You get V2 Schneider, which I think in the name is a reference to the dude from Kraftwerk. Sense of Doubt, which is my favorite Bowie instrumental ever. Moss Garden is good. New Colne is okay. And then it ends, you're listening to this album or second side of instrumentals, and then it just hits you with Secret Life of Arabia, which is my favorite song along with Sons of the Silent Age. And it's a great kind of world music sounding song. It's got, a little bit of that. So anyway, I think his best album, along with Station to Station, and way better than Low. So that was number 6. Top 5 now. And with number 5, I am cheating a little bit. It's 2 albums that I cannot disassociate with each other. They're so linked to me that I'm ranking them together. And normally when I listen to these back to back. And that is The Idiot and Lust for Life by Iggy Pop. Obviously, both produced by Bowie. I think The Idiot's much darker. I feel like The Idiot is Bowie using Iggy Pop as an instrument, filtering his songs through him. In fact, the first song, Sister Midnight, was basically later rewritten with different lyrics and put on Lodger. I can't remember what the name of the song on Lodger is. But Nightclubbing is great. Fun Time is amazing. I love Fun Time. You can hear Bowie really good on Fun Time. China Girl, such amazing. I mean, he's screaming like he's back in the Stooges. The vocals are amazing. The lyrics, I think Iggy is a really underrated lyric writer. I mean, they're not like the greatest thing ever, but they're good. I stumble into town just like a sacred cow. Visions of swastikas in my head and plans for everyone. Or I feel tragic, like I was Marlon Brando when I look at my China Girl. Just great lyrics. And then Idiot, or I'm sorry, Lust for Life, I have gotten a little tired of the title track. There is a single edit, which has a little bit of a shorter intro, which I prefer nowadays. But 16 is good. So, probably my two favorite songs on this are Some Weird Sin and Neighborhood Threat. But this album really doesn't have a bad song. Passenger is obviously great. The first Iggy song I ever heard was Tonight. And you can hear Bowie really great doing really clearly doing backup vocals on that. And the song's really sad. The song's about, it's a beautiful song, but it's about him comforting, I think it was his girlfriend as she was overdosing. And then side B got Success, which is really funny. Fall in Love with Me has some weird lyrics. So anyway, I can't, these two albums, I can't decide between. They're inherently linked to me. So yeah, both great albums, tied at number 5. Number 4 is an album that I showed in recent. I've had it for a while. I've only really gotten into it heavily more recently, and that's New Boots and Panties by Ian Dury and the Blockheads. It's funky, it's pub songs, it's pub rock. Obviously, before this album, Ian Dury was in Kilburn and the High Roads. So you get that pub rock influence, but there's songs like Wake Up and Make Love With Me that are really, and Sex and Drugs and Rock and Roll that are really funky. This is a British press, so it does have Sex and Drugs and Rock and Roll on it. But my favorite songs on this are probably Sweet Gene Vincent, Billericay Dickie, Blockheads, and Plastow Patricia. So this is a great album. This is actually a sun on the cover, which is kind of cool. So yeah, and it has this nice inner sleeve. Get some photos of that era and some photos from when he was in Kilburn and the High Roads. You can see how short he is there. And my copy is on a really cool orange stiff label. So yeah, number 4, Ian Dury. Number 3 is a no-brainer. You knew it was going to be on this list. I knew it was going to be on this list. It's maybe the most iconic punk album of all time. Never mind the bollocks. I can't get tired of this album. It's just, every time I hear it, it sounds great. This is a reissue from 78. But, I mean, it's just a perfect Liar, my favorites on here are, obviously Anarchy in the UK and God Save the Queen. Liar, No Feelings, Bodies is great. But my favorite is probably EMI. I don't know the exact story of this, but I was reading somewhere about how by this point they'd kicked Paul Cook out of the band, and so their bass player was Sid. I like Sid Vicious, I'm not trying to be rude. But he couldn't do the bass on a lot of the songs, so I think it was something like, except for Anarchy in the UK, all of the bass on this was Steve Jones. So yeah, great. I don't know what to say about this album. It's just great album, and it came with this really cool Pistols inner sleeve. I'm not going to show the label on it. It's just Warner. Number 2 is, you can probably tell by my poster back there, Damn, Damn, Damned by The Damned. This is a reissue, but side 1, Neat, 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 Fan Club. Fan Club is my favorite song on this album, and Fan Club could be my favorite Damned song of all time. I Fall, Born to Kill, Stab. I saw a thing with Captain Sensible where they were doing the anniversary of this album, and they were playing it in its entirety, and he didn't want to play Stab Your Back because he thought it was in support of knife crime. Feel the Pain, side 2, you get New Rose, Fish, one of the two. It's just a perfect punk album. Obviously, originally on Stiff Records. First presses have a picture of Eddie and the Hot Rods here. I always thought it was cool. It says, made to be played loud at low volume. That's pretty cool. Up until a while ago, I didn't understand why it was called Damn, Damn, Damned, because there's only one Damned on the album cover. And original issues of this that came in the shrink, the art was done by Barney Bubbles, who's, you know, the resident stiff graphic designer at the time. And the original shrink had another two Damneds covering their faces in this kind of cool bubble letter, messy font. So you wouldn't see their faces and you just see Damn, Damn, Damned, which is pretty cool. So yeah, produced by Nick Lowe. I think another quote I read from Captain Sensible, and I'm paraphrasing, he said something to the effect of, Nick Lowe didn't really produce the album. He just bring us beer and recorded us. Just kind of cool. So yeah, Damn, Damn, Damned by the Damned. I said damned a lot. I do want to do something before I get to number one. There's 3 albums that probably would have made the list or would have had me expand it if I had them. And that's LAMF by the Heartbreakers and Saints Stranded on my own, and Pure Mania by the Vibrators. So I just wanted to say I don't have those. Maybe if I ever get them, I'll do another one of these, do top 20, top 15, something like that. So anyway, also, I want to, if I keep doing these, I want to show a single that came out in 77 that the band didn't have an album that year. They just came out with a single. And I could have gone with the Bowie EP by Nick Lowe. I could have gone with Police Car by Larry Wallace. I could have gone with Jocko Homo. But I'm going to show Alan Millman Sect, the Punk Rock Christmas EP. It's also has Stitches in My Head, I Want to Kill Somebody, and then the B-side is Teen Tour. I do have an original pressing. This is just an amazing EP, great New York band. I've met Al Millman a couple times. He's a super nice guy. Every time I meet him, I forget to bring my single to get signed. But he told me a story about this record. They had the drummer on this album. They said it was a really good drummer, and they only ever got his first name. And they were going to record something else, and they wanted to have the same drummer. Well, they couldn't find existence of him. They said he just disappeared. They could never find him again. So yeah, amazing punk single from 77. And the last album, if you're familiar with my channel, should be no surprise. And that's Elvis Costello, My Aim Is True. Maybe my favorite album of all time. You get Welcome to the Working Week, Miracle Man, No Dancing, Blame It on Kane, Allison, Sneaky Feelings. This pressing doesn't have Angels Wanna Wear My Red Shoes. This is a Portuguese pressing. But, not Angels Wanna Wear My Red Shoes, Watching the Detectives. Side 2, Angels Wanna Wear My Red Shoes, which is maybe my favorite Elvis song of all time. Less Than Zero, Mystery Dance, Pay It Back, I'm Not Angry, and Waiting for the End of the World. It's just an amazing album. The lyrics are incredible, like on Miracle Man, baby's got to have the things she wants, she's got to have the things she loves, like a 10-inch bamboo cigarette holder and a black patent leather glove. I'm doing everything just trying to please her, crawling around on all fours. Just great lyrics. And Mystery Dance also is a demo version from a bootleg called the Honky Tonk Demos. Look up Honky Tonk Demos Mystery Dance Elvis Costello on YouTube. I'm sure you'll like it. So anyway, it's just a fantastic album. One of the greatest, my favorite albums of all time. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope to do more of them. I hope I didn't go on too long. I hope a lot of things, obviously. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.